I owe her my life. As a child, I was infected by a terrible disease that left me hanging between life and death. No one thought there was any hope for me to survive. So everyone gave up, even me. But there was one person who didn't. Fortina. She kept my spirits up as I suffered through nightmares, sacrificing her own sleep to nurse me. Stop. You're going to get yourself infected too. Just leave me alone. I rejected her help, but that didn't dissuade her at all. She looked like an angel, praying to God day after day. Thanks to Fortina's exhausted efforts in nursing me, I managed to survive. This plague is potent enough to wipe out an entire village. It's nothing short of a miracle that I was saved. And the one who performed that miracle was Fortina. I'm here today only because she persisted against the odds that were stacked against her. If this is the will of God, as she often says, then that must mean I was kept alive to protect her. So I made a vow, not to God, but to myself. Fortina saved me, so I'll devote this life of mine to her. I will protect Fortina. This I swear, with unbending resolve.
Why is this happening? Almost 1 month has passed since the plague has spread throughout the village. Many have perished. It is the same as when this very same disease first attacked many years ago. There was only one person I was able to save back then. Florence. She overcame her trial through her strength alone, and the whole ordeal made us the closest of friends. Yes, God has a plan with every trial he puts us through. Surely even the one we are facing now. That is why I continued to pray. Oh Lord, please save everyone. But as time went on, the number of deaths only grew. Then, after countless days of praying, something strange happened to my body. My body transformed into that of a witch. Witches are evil monsters that devastate the world. The source of plagues, disasters, every kind of misfortune. Their very existence causes people to suffer. Why is this happening to me? No. This is surely another one of God's trials. He would never put anyone through a trial they cannot overcome. Oh Lord, I shall overcome this trial you have presented before me. So I beg you, show me the way. Not long after that, a letter of summons came from Her Holiness. It was like a sign from God himself. Information about my condition was written in the letter, as well as the existence of a method to heal it. Thank goodness. My prayers have been answered. Oh Lord, I am eternally grateful. In order to face this next trial, I set forth towards the heart of the Holy See, where Her Holiness awaited.
Many years since then, the village was once again devastated by a plague, the same one that infected me as a child. With each passing day, more and more people die. But what's more concerning is how much of an emotional strain it all has been for Fortina. She's apparently been praying at the church ever since the plague started spreading. I just hope she's eating properly this time. Feeling uneasy, I go to the church to check on her. But what I found there was Fortina, transformed into a witch. She looked pale with fear, so I embraced her as strongly as I could. It's going to be okay, Fortina. I'm sorry for not noticing what happened to you. It must have been so terrifying. If this is one of God's trials that you usually talk about, then I'll face it alongside you. I won't let you suffer alone. I vowed to always protect you after all. Everything will be okay. If the two of us are together, I'm sure we can get through this.
In the letter, Her Holiness gave permission for my friend to accompany me. She must have been referring to Florence. Thank goodness. I was actually quite worried about going alone. If Florence is with me, though, I have nothing to fear. Nothing escapes Her Holiness's eyes. Florence is my dearest friend, the single most important person to me. When my body transformed, she was far from scared, holding me tight and assuring me that everything would be okay. No matter what cruel trial awaits, if the two of us are together, I am sure we can overcome it. I am sure. Hoping to ease any fears that still troubled us, we grasped each other's hands tightly as we presented ourselves to Her Holiness. But she took one look at me and said, "Damn you, Witch of Calamity!"
Sometime later, a letter of summons came from the Pope for Fortina. My blood froze, fearing that she had been targeted by the witch hunt. But it seemed like she was being summoned to have her humanity restored. But in that letter, it was also written that I was to accompany her. Why would it? Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But something doesn't feel right here. We proceeded with caution as we presented ourselves to the Pope. It was then that she started cursing at Fortina for being a witch. I became livid and challenged her accusations. Fortina, a witch of calamity? That's just ridiculous. But then the Pope turned her lance on me, contorting the world before my very eyes.
No! As I felt myself collapse from shock, Florence held on to me. She gave me a gentle smile, then approached Her Holiness. Fortina is the one who saved my life. There's no way she's a witch who would bring about disasters. Florence did her best to gain Her Holiness's favor on my behalf. Thank you, Florence. It means so much just to hear you say that. Then suddenly, I felt as if a strange light flickered from Her Holiness's lance. Am I imagining things? Her Holiness immediately looked at me, scoffing as soon as our eyes met. She then handed Florence a sword and said to her, "That witch conjured the disease that brought you to the brink of death. Kill her." Florence, what's gotten into you? I feebly called her name. But I was only met with her frigid glare. In her eyes, I was nothing more than a monster. "You filthy witch," she said, raising her sword towards me. "Florence! What? Filthy? No. You would never say something so horrible. She's my dearest friend. No matter what happens, I'll believe in her. That's what we vowed, didn't we? I trusted her with all my heart. So I held my arms wide open as she approached me. But without even hesitating, she took her sword and cut me down. It hurts. My wound burns with pain. But what hurts the most is that she did this to me. Wait! Don't go! I stretched my hand towards her as she walked away. But not once did she look back.
What is this? My vision, my memories, my mind are all becoming consumed. Something begins to wipe my slate clean. No, wait. Don't take that memory. Don't take her away from me. It feels as if a long time ago there was someone smiling at me. That smile was as bright as sunshine, and it saved my life. I loved it with all my heart. I vowed to myself that no matter the cost, I would protect it. Protect the ray of light that saved me. Wait. Don't leave me. Don't take her away from me. For... It felt as if something had scattered to the wind. Something that seemed very important to me. When I finally came to, the body of a witch I'd never seen before was laying motionless before me.
I slowly crawled towards her on the ice-cold floor, but she still didn't turn around. She only had eyes for her holiness. Florence gazed at her with the same adoration she had always given me. The moment I saw that, something inside me broke. No. This is all a delusion. It's not the world I know. Florence would never do such a horrible thing. I see. This is what the Lord desires. He has guided all that has come to be. He speaks to me, demanding that I purify this twisted world. If he wills it, I must obey. I shall tear asunder all that is impure and pass his divine judgment.
When did I defeat a witch? How strange. My memories feel faint, and my mind clouded. It was then that Her Holiness called for me. Ah, yes. I remember now. I am the Grand Master of the Knights of Longinus. I swore undying loyalty to Her Holiness for saving my life as a child. That is who I am, Grand Master Florence. Your Holiness, I have exterminated this witch who dares trespass against you, I said, kneeling before her. Yes, everything shall be done as Her Holiness wishes. This I swear, with unbending resolve. I was then ordered to seek out a man in possession of a magic staff. He appears to be an evil fiend spreading disaster throughout the world with his coven of witches. I must dispose of him immediately for Her Holiness. I finally found the man with the staff and soon engaged him in combat. But just before I could strike him down, a bright light emanated from his staff. As I was bathed in its light, countless memories buried within me began to resurface. Who is this girl? A witch? No, that is not true. She is Fortina. That's right, Fortina. The one I vowed to protect was her, not the Pope. I remembered everything. What have I done? She saved my life, yet I nearly ended hers in cold blood. If only I could just die by your hands. Oh, how relieving that would be. But if that were to happen, I wouldn't be able to save you. Even if I've lost all hope of ever seeing you smile again, I'll stop at nothing to save you. Wait for me, Fortina. I'm on my way.
After passing God's judgment for days on end, a glimmer of light appeared before me. It was Florence. Standing next to her was a man I did not recognize. The light that poured from his staff purged every one of my swords from the land. He was like a messenger from God. Bathing in his light finally freed me from my trial. Then, everything became clear. The girl who kept reaching out to me despite all the pain her body was in was the girl I know and love. My dearest friend. I'm so sorry. You came fighting to save me till you could barely stand. Yet I doubted you. I said that you betrayed me. Even though I vowed to believe you no matter what. But we will never be torn apart again. This bond between us has gotten so strong that even God himself cannot sever it. After all, you are my dear knight.